Mic check. Hey, what's happening, everybody?
Hello.
Good
I
morning.
just
Good
I
morning.
just noticed that on the credits there,
Uh,
it has everyone else's like full name. Like it has like Ralph Graves, it has Janae Graves, and at the bottom where it says like I don't even know what it says, like what it says, but it just says Kair. Like it's just one.
Isaiah. Well, that's because Kair is one of those names. Kair is that's a superstar name. Like people will know her by one name. You have to say Ralph Graves Jr. You have to say Janae. But when you say Kair, it's like saying Mike.
Right.
You're only talking about you. If once you say Michael, there's only like 3 Mikes you're probably talking about. And if you say Michael in the sports world, we know it's Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
With Michael in entertainment, everybody knows Jackson. You say Michael in boxing, you know it's Tyson. It's like Prince. So Kair is like, you just say Kair.
Cher.
Everybody in the world knows what it's like. Cher, Kair.
Madonna.
Madonna. Who else today?
Kair, I guess.
Yeah, Kair. So welcome, Kair.
I just noticed that.
I'm speaking that into existence.
A full year of seeing it.
Good morning, everybody. Deshauna Clark, Greg Sigafoose. You guys are on Facebook Live. Isaiah, what's going on? Isaiah Shoel over there on IG Live. Always good to see you. Isaiah, always good to see you. Man, I see your work too, man. I'm paying attention to what you do. I got to have you come by because something is brewing that you need to see, and I want you to get it first. But anyway, welcome, everybody. This is the finale of this season for the Ralph Graves Jr. show. Ladies, we've been doing it, what, a year and a half?
I think so.
Let's reflect on the journey. This all started at a radio station, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. And so did the show. Like the visual show of it started while we were in the radio station as well.
Yeah. And we just try to bring great programming. It's about personal growth. I mean, here's something you have to understand. Nothing about you or nothing is going to change for you unless you're dedicated to your own change, unless you're dedicated to personal growth. And that's what this program was about. It's about personal growth, It's even as a Christian. Good morning, Sister Joyce. Even as a Christian, it's up to you to grow. We got, and so we're this show was all about personal growth. And so glad you guys could join us for the last year and a half. Good morning, Will. This is my cousin Will. Grew up together, played a lot of basketball together. Hey, Will, what if we would have got that apartment together? So glad our parents blocked it. We might not have been the men we are today. But George Hollick, Pastor George House, my big brother, man, good to see you. Good to see you on there. Horace Kinlaw, man, what's happening? Thank you for stopping by. He came by Cornerstone. I think it was on Father's Day. Thank you for your support. That was a difficult morning for me, but you were there. So I thank you for that. But anyway, guys, so for the last year and a half, we're just trying to bring some great programming for personal growth. And this is the final show today until we come back, probably about 6 to 8 months. I have to finish another book that I'm working on. And Steve Lomax, my bro, joined over there in Instagram Live. So I need to finish this book. Richard, what's happening? And there's some other things we have to finish and focus on. And we'll come back and we'll be bigger, better, stronger. But you can always find us on the other platforms. You can always find me on Spotify at the Unstoppable Podcast over there, interviewing some really, really interesting people. Good morning. That's my brother-in-law, Sean Hazzard. What's happening, man? That's your uncle over there, Janae. See?
I know who that is.
So, so you can check us out on Spotify, check us out on other programs, podcasts. We're just going to continue doing things over there. I'm talking to some really, really interesting people that will expand your thinking and maybe change your perspective on your own personal growth journey. You still follow us on YouTube and all those other places. But we're here. Of course, guys, maybe you don't know. Maybe it's your first time joining the program. I pastor Cornerstone Community Church at 911 Church Street in Millville, New Jersey. I've been there 15 years. To God be the glory. I'm a kingdom man. Kingdom purposes are the most important thing to me is just really expanding the kingdom of God and growing ourselves within that kingdom so that we can be all that God created and destined us to be. It's simple as this. Jesus said, ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and the door will be open. He left it right there. He left it right there. Within the kingdom, that's all I got to do. But there's work involved in that. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. A lot going on this morning. I think I wanted to end the show. I was going to do a best of, but I wanted to give you new stuff to carry you on or to carry you through. So today I'm just going to talk about 7 qualities of an effective leader. Now you might be saying, well, I'm not a leader. Yes, you are. All of us are leaders. All of us are influencers. I probably should have said 7 qualities of effective influencers, but I call it leaders. But you guys influence and you lead at least 21 people a day. You influence their days. Now, if you're not leading a company, guess who you're leading? You're leading yourself. Matter of fact, you can't lead anybody until you lead yourself. You can't effectively lead anybody until you lead yourself. And so we're going to talk about 7 qualities of an effective leader. You know, you can be a leader and not be in charge. That's all I'm saying. All right. In every organization, there is someone there who has the most influence, and it's not the CEO all the time. It's not the president. It ain't your manager. And quite frankly, if you're a manager, I would really hope that you switch from the managerial mindset to the leadership mindset. Remember, managers just tell people what to do. Leaders show people the way. But however, that's a whole nother topic for when we come back in about 6 or 8 months. But anyway, you are an influencer and you are a leader, whether you're riding by yourself or you think you are, but you're leading yourself. So today we'll talk about 7 qualities for our final show today. We're going to talk about 7 qualities of an effective leader. But ladies, how about this journey for a year and a half? It was wild, right? Give me your thoughts on the journey. Did you ever think? Let's start with Kyer. Kyer, this last year and a half from the radio station, we almost forgot the TV program. How would we forget that?
2 years. That was a lot. It was
Yeah.
back to back.
We would go from the radio station in Philadelphia straight to the TV station. No, somewhere there was like a little break. We'd hang out for about an hour and a half and go straight to the TV station in Cherry Hill. Was that Mount Laurel? I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would go there. I forgot about the TV station.
The TV station was like the most drama-filled place.
Yeah. Yeah, radio is so less drama-filled than television.
Yeah.
You know.
It was cool though. I like getting out of Philadelphia, I think was like the hardest thing about any of it was leaving Philadelphia at 8:15 or like, what was it? No, 9:15, something like that.
Yeah, our show was from 8 to 9. Like we were the first show to air every morning.
And then it was so hard to leave.
And yeah, you couldn't get out of Philly. We didn't get back to over this side. Normally a 15-minute trip over the bridge. We didn't get back here till 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
and then we go do we had to be at the TV station
at 1.
At 1, which was completely drama filled, like you said. I thought TV was going to be easier, but it was drama filled. And then we found out we could do it all ourselves.
Yeah. But it was fun, like overall, you know, it was neat to be doing like that kind of thing, like for the first time. And like, you know, it was your first time too, I guess, having a radio show. So It was cool to be a part of that with my dad and stuff, you know, like we were both on the radio at the same time.
Yeah. Radio show. And you know, that was crazy, which I do have opportunities to go back, but they're not the right ones yet. You can't say yes to everything. The phone's ringing, but the opportunity isn't right just yet. But if they ever make it right, then I might pop up over there again, but we'll see. Like they're talking about putting me like what's radio HD? I don't know how to get an HD station, but they want me to go radio HD. I don't even know how to do it.
Sirius? Is that a Sirius channel?
No, Sirius is
It's Sirius, I guess.
it's Sirius XM. That's satellite radio. But HD radio, I think, like it's the stations in between on your dial, and I can't get HD stations. I tried it in my car.
The in-between stations?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. If I can't get it, I'm certainly not going to be on it. Yeah. Kaya, how was that experiences for you? Fresh out of college, doing this journey. We watched Kaya graduate with a bachelor's and then stayed right in it and got a master's. You did an awesome job through all of this, Kaya. How was it experience for you?
I don't know. I never really thought about it. I kind of just went in and was just doing it. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like, well, this is what I got to do. And I was just doing what I had to do. Well,
now you guys got it on your resume.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like just like a random thing on the resume, like the little part on the side where it's like stuff you just want to mention.
Yeah. And I'm looking at my shirt on Instagram. It's wrinkled as a mug. It's okay though. It's the last show. I'll crop it so y'all can't see the wrinkles.
I thought it was ribbed.
No,
it is.
No, I thought it was ribbed. Like, I thought it had like.
No, it's ribbed, but it is wrinkled. I'm looking at the Instagram thing over here, and everybody on Instagram is being nice. Nobody's saying, what's up with your wrinkled shirt. But yeah, it was great experiences. It was experiences, Deshauna. So we're talking about 7 qualities of effective leadership and more experiences to come. If you think for 1 second that I've stopped, no. I just stepped on the gas. We going faster, we going higher, we're going longer, we're going deeper, we're going wider. We are just getting started. I've realized that God has so much more for me, and God is opening up opportunities. We're just taking a break from this for a little while to go ahead and do those other things that we need to be done. Put it this way, if you haven't learned anything from any of these programs, you have to design your life, or somebody's going to design it for you. Ask, it shall be given. Seek, and you will find it. Knock, and the door be open unto you. That's an invitation. That's an invitation to have a relationship with Jesus Christ, who will reveal the design for your life after you ask, seek, and knock. One of my goals and one of my desires is to continue writing and become a best-selling author, right? One of the world's leading best-selling authors. No matter how hard I pray about it, I am not going to go to bed tonight, wake up in the morning, and there'll be a book that God wrote with my name on it. He says, now go sell it. No, I have to write it. That's the seeking. That's the work. That's the work. I know we're supposed to be talking about 7 qualities of effective leadership, but I'm trying to encourage you. And if you're going, man, what happens to a dream deferred? I ain't trying to talk like that line from A Raisin in the Sun, or is that even a play itself? But I mean, what happens to your dream if you don't pursue it?
It's Langston Hughes.
Yeah, Langston Hughes. Time is going to pass anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Brothers, sisters, Christians, non-Christians, saved, pagan, whatever you are, time is still going to pass. You might as well discover who Christ, develop a relationship with Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. You might as well discover what you were put on this planet to do. I know I'm more. Christ said, I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. I'm more than just a pastor. I'm more than just let me do the proper order. I'm a believer who's more than just a husband, more than just a father, more than just a grandfather, more than just a brother, more than just a son, more than just a pastor. I'm more than all of those things. And so I got to get there. I got to go after it. You have to go after it. What's happening? There's Al's friend of mine. I see what you're doing out there. Phenomenal. We need to talk again. Good morning to you. But you've got to go get it. Got to go get it. Ask, seek, knock. That's Jesus Christ talking to you. Ask and it shall be given. Matthew 7:7-8, if I'm correct. Matter of fact, I know I'm correct. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door will be open unto you. You got 24 hours today. 24 hours today. Check this out. Let me talk to my aspiring authors, that people who say they want to write a book. Do you know if you sat down and just wrote 15 minutes a day, that's all, 15 minutes, 11 to 11:15. If I wrote for 15 minutes every day, I probably have 2 books at the end of the year written. I have part 1 and part 2. So now all I got to do halfway or midway through, I'm finding out how to self-publish. Seek, you will find. Find out how to self-publish. You start doing enough self-publishing, guess what? The big publishers are going to show up. There's no doubt the big publishers are showing up in the life of Ralph Graves Jr. I have an expectation. You have an expectation to yourself. What's up, Rhonda? My cousin Rhonda G showed up over on Instagram. Rhonda Graves. You have a responsibility. You can either sit back and let time pass. You can sit back and watch Netflix shows, or you can start writing them yourself. You can sit back and get engulfed in what everybody else is doing. You have to design your life. Your life is more than what you are doing right now. Jesus said, I've come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. All right? This is what this relationship, producing this relationship with Christ produces. This is what it produces. A fire in your belly. Fire in your belly. I'm preaching all early this morning. It's 10:15. Y'all didn't tune in for this. Y'all tuned in for seven qualities of an effective leader. That's what you tuned in for. It's the finale, though. It's the finale. It's the last show for about 6 to 8 months. So I'm going off. So we looked at the journey, right? We talked about the TV. We talked about radio. So let me tell you about the TV station without giving you all of the dirt. Let's talk.
Yeah. When I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it weird that like you pay them. Like in this age of Instagram, YouTube, StreamYard, in this age of I can do this for free, to go somewhere and you have to pay them for it, it's like, well, never mind. I can do this at home.
Yeah.
And the quality is not different. Like it's not any worse that we're doing it by ourselves.
And I'm gonna tell you this. One thing that the TV, you're exactly right. Let me ask Kyer, you found the experience to be what when you were there? Let me tell you about Kyer before she opens her mouth. Every time we went to TV station, she's sucking her teeth every time somebody walked in the room. Remember that, Kai? Can she hear me? She's rolling her eyes every time somebody walks in the room. Huh?
I said I sure do remember that.
She was not feeling anybody down at the station. I don't know why.
It was too much going on.
It was just too much happening.
It was just too much.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot going on. But one thing I will say this, I made some great connections there with other hosts that were there. And I don't even think they are there anymore. It was a streaming television, right? Roku and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And
how it happens, and you pay a flat fee up front, it wasn't too bad, but we paid for it. And you were there, and you had a half-hour show, and how they made money was from the guests. Am I getting in trouble saying all this? But I'm gonna tell you that.
They buy their segment.
What's that?
The guests, they made their money.
The guests would buy their segment. So if I had you on, which was cool to have you on and sit there and talk for a half hour, for you to get that property. That's another reason why I left there and the radio station. I felt like I wasn't owning my stuff. Yeah,
like you couldn't take it anywhere else.
Yeah, I had to pay to get my own stuff released. And if you came on the show, that's why I own the podcast and all that. Man, it's totally free. If you want to come on the podcast, I want you to come on and talk. I want you to, you don't have to buy anything. I just want you to share it with whoever we talk to. And so that's how they made their money. I guess it was a good practice for them, probably, for those who did not know. They wanted me to do they wanted me to do a Christian talk show on there at the time. They called it a spiritual show.
Right.
I ain't falling for that okey doke, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, here we are. And I praise God for this platform. You guys are watching. It's getting different views. It's all over the place. Go to my YouTube live. Thank you for being part of the audience. Guys, if you have not already, go to Ralph at ralphgravejr.com/community. Won't you sign up for the Unstoppable community? It's $10 a month. It's $10 a month. We talk about everything on there. I give you personal growth videos. We're talking about habits. We're talking about your habits. We go through different things. Also, something special upcoming for the Unstoppable community. We're going to do a little workshop, getaway retreat. But it's for members only, and it's not an extra cost. It's just $10 a month. If you're a member, just something to say thank you for being part of that community. Thank you for investing in yourself. You know, are you worth investing $10 a month into personal growth? If you're going to grow, you don't get serious about it till you invest in it. I know I didn't. Betty Ann Painter says this. Good morning, Pastor. Finding out through the prayer line, Satan is trying hard to confuse God's people with big timeliness, mostly heart problems, example strokes, replacing one or two valves. Something is wrong with the heart. Lots of believers been saved a long time. Many of the babies, now the saved long timers, we need to fast and pray a lot. Fast and pray a lot all days. Exactly, we do. We do need to fast and pray. We need to fast and pray. Thank you for joining in with that. Antoinette Thomas, good morning. Good to see you. Good to see you on here. All right, 7 qualities of effective leader. I know my cousin's on Instagram Live. She said, cousin, you don't hurry up and get to it. All right, like I said, all of us lead. Because at minimum, you lead yourself. Point number 1. Well, let me say this statement. What's important in leadership is refining your skills. That's what's important in leadership. I know there's some pastors watching, some pastors will rewatch this, some other leaders in their field. Listen, you have to refine your skills. There's 3 pastors, 3 preachers on here. You have to refine your skills. It just doesn't happen. All great leaders keep working on themselves. Your biggest project is yourself. It's yourself. I know you want to work on everybody else, but your biggest project is yourself. Now, effective leaders work on themselves until they become even more effective, right? Here's how. Point number 1, 7 qualities of effective leadership. I didn't write these. I discovered these. I'm just reinforcing these. All right. Number 1, be strong, but not rude. Be strong, but not rude. There's a thin line. Some people mistake rudeness for strength. It's not even a good substitute. Now, and you got to have people around you if you're a strong leader, depending upon your background and your perspective and how you saw things. I'm ex-military, ex-police, I played football on a high level, was a football captain on a high level. So I was raised a certain way. So a lot of things to me are just black and white. Just run the play. Just make the block. Just do what you got to do. To some, that's me coming off as rude. So I have to, here's a quality of an effective leader, sometimes, without pacifying everyone, sometimes you have to see it from their perspective. You can do that without pacifying. You can do that and still be encouraging without sounding like you're trying to BS them, right? You can still do that. You have to be strong, but not rude. And that means Antoinette and Deshauna and Betty and Joyce and all those watching, that means that I sometimes have to try to see it not only from my perspective, but from theirs. This is the job we have to get done. Let's go ahead and get this job done. Does that make sense, ladies? Be strong, but not rude. Because the moment that you're rude, and sometimes you need people around you. That's why I got Joyce Smith is a superintendent at Cornerstone Community Church. I'm putting her on blast. Because sometimes I know I can be rude. So you have people around you that kind of soften the blow. Antoinette's great at that. Number 1, in my life is my wife. She'd be like, listen, like I'll go over stuff before I take it to the people that God has allowed me to lead, or before I present it out here on to the folks in the Unstoppable community. My wife say, listen, that's a little rough. I get what you're saying because I'm married to you for 30 years. I know what you mean. I know your heart's full of love, but the way you put that, that's going to be rough on them. And so you have to be strong, but make sure you're not rude. Make sure you're not rude. Rudeness is a turnoff. Am I right, ladies?
Yep.
You know, I try not to be rude to you all. Don't put my stuff out here, but I try not to be rude to y'all. You know, like Janae chuckles. I'm not rude to Janae.
No.
Kaya, am I rude?
No, not to me.
I think sometimes y'all are rude to me, but I don't say nothing.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. But be strong, not rude. Know your team. Know the people that you have around you. Know what they can take. Remember, like attracts like. So 9 times out of 10, your executive board or your closest people around you, if you're moving in the right direction, you probably share a strong personality anyway. I know the 3 of us on here, we kind of share a strong personality. Boom. Sister Joyce, she kind of shares my personality, but she kind of knows how to give it to the people, probably a little softer. Antoinette, I know, is able to do that too. You know, okay, this is what Pastor's trying to get across. All right, y'all, let me just, don't get mad. All right, this is just the way it gets across. Greg Brookhaven, a very good friend of mine, part of my tribe, chimes in. Perception is not always reality. Some people perceive strong people as rude, but it's not always the case. You are exactly right. And then they get tripped up in how the person said it, and they don't care the information was right. They don't care that this is what we have to do. Greg Kevin and I have spent, almost a lifetime together. I think I met him. He was in 8th grade or 9th grade or something. We were in a football huddle. We yelled at one another. I was like, it's rude because Greg told me to make the block. Coach, he's rude. No, man, it's just get the job done. Just get the job done so we can win this thing. Thank you for chiming in. Perception is not always reality. Some people perceive strong people as rude. We're talking about effective leadership, and strong leaders are not rude, y'all. If you know you have a strong leader, you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see it. Not always rude. Point number two. We have went through the break, but I don't care. It is the finale. It is the last show. What's going on, Betsy, over there? On Instagram Live. I don't know who else is still over there. Maintain, whatever. Point number 2, be kind, but not weak. Be kind, but not weak. The Bible says, blessed are the meek, right? And a lot of times we think that meekness is weakness. It's not. It's not. We often give the example in our circles that meekness, like a 1,500-pound horse is meek. He knows he can kick your stuff loose. It's having the power to destroy, but not use it, right? So you can be kind. That's the meekness. You can be kind, but make no mistake about it, it's not being weak. All right? Don't mistake that kindness for weakness. Kindness is a certain type of strength, actually. That's what kindness is. Kindness is a certain kind of strength. We have to be kind enough to tell somebody the truth, to tell it like it is, to not deal in a delusion. Kindness tells the truth. It doesn't allow great leaders, the best leaders, I see you, Farron, we're going to comment on that. The best leaders tell people the truth. I'm too kind to let you believe that you did a great job, when in actuality, your job was jejune.
Yeah.
That's
they don't know jejune yet.
Oh, the word of the day is jejune. All right? Okay, give me the word of the day. Jejune. That means your thoughts and actions were not well thought out, not fully formed. They were a poor performance. It was inferior work. Jejune. Use it in Scrabble. Jejune. So if I'm a good leader, I'm going to tell you, listen, you're a great guy, but this work you turned in, it was jejune.
Yeah. And these first two, the being strong but not rude and be kind but not weak, it's like,
Yeah.
it's almost like when you are strong and you're not being rude, or you're being kind and people think you're weak, it's like, it's the other person's like feelings toward your own, boundaries, like your own
Yeah.
way of living, your own ninja
Yeah.
way, if
Yeah.
you will. Like, it's like, no, I'm being kind, but you're not going to walk all over me. And then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, well, that wasn't nice. Now you're being rude. No, I'm being strong, that you're not going to take advantage of me.
Well, when you, and the next point, but I don't want to jump. I got some comments I want to talk about. But when you're dealing with a bully will say something like that.
Yeah.
What you just said.
And when you're the leader, when you're over, when you are over, a group, when you're leading someone, you're trying to show them the right way. But if they don't like it, they're like, oh, well, that's being rude, because that's not the way I want to do it, or you're making me do something. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. Joyce Smith said that's when. Let me back up. I got a bunch of comments coming across. This is a good show, boy. The finale. Joyce Smith says that's when patience is definitely a virtue, helping people get the point. This is what I say, and I'm gonna get to everybody's comments. I promise you. I sometimes, and I tell people this: explain stuff to me like you're talking to a 6-year-old or 8-year-old. I need full understanding. I need, because it's hard enough to hear or to really listen to one another. So sometimes you have to ask people to break it down, right? So that's when the leader might say to the person, listen, break it down to me in the smallest ways you can, so I can have some understanding, and I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to tell you like I'm talking to my grandchild. That doesn't mean you're my grandchild. It doesn't mean that you're my grandchild. It means that I'm breaking it down to bare bones, that you've got to understand why it needs to be done this way, why we're doing it this way, what it calls to do. All right. Joyce Smith said that's when patience is definitely a virtue, helping them get the point. Sometimes people just don't want to hear it because it's coming from you. And a leader has to understand that. That's why a leader has different people around. Let me give you Greg Caven coached football with me, and my son was on my team. I could not coach my child. That's what a lot of dads make this horrible mistake. He was on my team, but I didn't coach him, because if I got animated, it was the fact that his father got animated. To everybody else, the coach is getting animated. But to him, my dad got animated, so I no longer hear anything he said. My father's animated, so I would leave it to Greg. I would leave it to my buddy Otis. I'll leave it to other people, to Coach Ryan. You know, I was like, man, if you don't tell him ABC, they're like, I got it. Like, I'll go tell him. I got it. Farron says this: I have a problem with coming across as weak when I know I'm not. Farron, you're far from weak. I know you personally. I don't know who would mistake you as weak. You are far from weak. Maybe it's meekness that you think is weak, that you say you're coming across as weak. No, maybe it's meekness. Maybe you just happen to be kind. But I know for a fact you're not a pushover. And even though you choose not to engage when someone wants to argue, that's a decision. Is this argument worth it? Is this argument worth me sacrificing this relationship? You know, that takes strength to choose not to argue with somebody who wants to argue. That's a strength. Joyce Smith said yes, and yes, Pastor. Shona Clark said right. Okay, so we're on a good track over here. All right, so we're talking about be strong, not rude, be kind, not weak. We're talking about 7 qualities of an effective leader. Today's word is jejune. Put that up on the screen again. I forgot how to spell it. Jejune. Jejune. It simply means thoughts and actions that are not well thought out or fully formed, poor performance, or inferior work. Somebody give me a sentence. We'll send you out a gift. Matter of fact, remember we used to give away gift cards? Remember that? Yeah. You do remember that, didn't
I
we?
don't know.
Kyer, am I telling the truth or am I imagining things? Didn't we at the radio station give away gift cards to callers?
Gift cards? How did you get them to?
We mailed
It
them.
was like Cash App. I think one was a gift card, but I know it was like Cash App. If you're like the fifth caller, will
Yeah,
Cash
because
App you.
it was a cash it because Erica Bogan, I'm just putting her out there. Erica Bogan, Cornerstone family. She won something one time. She didn't win because she was Cornerstone. She won because she called in. Yeah, Jejune. Give me a sentence with Jejune.
June is almost over.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
We're really taking a break right now?
Yeah, we'll take a break on that.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Revive Hydration is a proud sponsor of the Ralph Graves Morning Show. Revive Hydration is the first IV hydration and vitamin infusion service in the South Jersey area. For more details, please visit their website at www.revivehydration.com, or you can give them a call at 856-485-0070. Again, their website, www.revivehydration.com, or give them a call at 856-485-0070.
Hey guys, Ralph Graves here. Thank you for coming to the website. Thank you for your interest in the Gulfstream Way. Now, don't hesitate. The Gulfstream Way will do three things. It'll grow you as a person. It'll grow you as a leader so that you can make impact in your world today. So do not hesitate. Jump right on it. I'll see you soon. Thanks. Hey, Janae.
Yep.
That last sentence was very Jejune, but I'm over on Instagram Live, right? There was one viewer left, like the only viewer on Instagram Live left, like they replay it, but the only viewer that hung in there was my mom.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't even know it was her. Like, I'm like, okay, there's one viewer left. I hope it's my mom. I hope my mom ain't give up on me. There was a song I used to listen to back in the day by B.B. King, and it said, "Nobody loves me but my mother." And I think she's lying too. So, but she's still there because she hit the thumbs up. She's cracking up about that.
We got a actual.
There we go, Sister Joyce. Go ahead. An actual sentence. Talk about it.
When I respond emotionally, I create Jejune activity.
Yes, you do. Inferior work. Inferior. Thank you. Talking about 7 qualities of an effective leader. This is the grand finale of our show today. And I do want to talk about some of the sponsors that you see on there. Some sponsors will not be traveling across the river with us. But one will. Revive Hydration. I'm telling you, I will talk about them. I will tout them. I will constantly not brag or share the work that Dr. Rocco Caven and his team is doing at Revive Hydration. I am a customer. I'm there every week. You know, it's crazy when you base upon, like, where you live is based upon, you know, how you can get and stay healthy. Where you live based upon where you can get the proper food, where you can get all that kind of stuff, right? And as much as I want to leave the area and probably do some things in a different part of town, I can't move too far away from Revive Hydration. I mean, you just can't. I'm healthy. I believe that my health is very important to me. My quality of life, God has left that in my charge. All right, you know, it's bad enough. I eat some stuff that I ain't supposed to eat, and now I'm diving into the behaviors that cause me to eat what I want to eat. Why does this particular behavior lead me on this improper path? But anyway, I'm around. I have to be near Revivify. I mean, it's just really keeping us healthy. Janae, you went this past weekend. Kyra goes.
I did. Can I talk about my experience?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Well, I went, and like everyone knows that I just have a problem with like needles. Yeah. I don't know why. And apparently it was actually so bad that after I got my vitamin D shot, that the nurse, like, I guess I was like just staring, and I just had like a really like bad face on. But she was like, "Are you okay?" Like she was like concerned because I was like saying how much I hated needles and all that stuff, and I was fine. Like I don't remember the face I was making, but apparently it was extremely alarming because she asked me if I was okay like 5 minutes after I had even gotten the shot.
And here's the thing: you sat there through the whole IV.
Yeah,
like the IV is fine, but the needle itself, the booster shot.
Yeah, it's no. Getting the needle into the vein is not fine for me, and I sit there very still while it's dripping, and then but I went, and it's cool. I like how you can taste the vitamins in your mouth.
Forget all that, but talk about how it made you feel. Like you have more clarity. I know I do.
I went for just like hydration because I'd gone whitewater rafting, and we were out there all day. You know, it's hot, and we were rowing and all that stuff. So I felt just like kind of tired, you know, and dry on the inside. So that's why I went. And when I left out of there, I felt like more energized, like almost like I hadn't spent spent 6 hours of the last day rowing.
Guys, go to the website. Go check it out. I mean, he has so many. Like I keep telling you, I just get this one bag called the wellness bag. And for me, it's vitamin C, it's B complex, it's glutathione, it's zinc, and these things work really good for me. And then of course, I get the booster shots every day. Every week I go, I get the vitamin D. I get the something called a MIC-B, which really helps me with processing the fats out of my body. Really helps my liver and my other things that keep the weight off do its job. And I get there every week, and I thank God for that. Okay, let's look at 7 qualities of effective leadership. Number three, be bold but not a bully. Be bold but not a bully. People will not be led by someone they see pushing around others, themselves and others. All right, you can lead without being pushy. All right. You can lead without being pushy. Yeah, Maria, it's truly an amazing place. When you get to town, I would suggest that you look up Dr. Rocco Caving in Sewell, New Jersey. I know you're from out of state. Look up Dr. Rocco Caving in Sewell, New Jersey. Get there. You tell them that Ralph Graves sent you. Tell them that you heard the podcast or you were part of the program on Instagram or Facebook Live or YouTube Live. And they get a 10% discount. First visit. Maybe your first visit. So get over there. Be bold. There's nothing worse than working for a bully. I was a police officer, so my chief, and I'm not quick to call one a bully. My first chief was a straight up bully. Not my first, I guess he would be, he would call it associate director, associate chief. And like nobody liked working for this guy, man. He was a straight bully, but I figured him out. I didn't figure him out. My mom and dad gave me some tips on how to deal with him. Like nobody liked him. Like really, he was this chief was horrible. And if one day he had a busted knee or a busted ankle, and people were just letting him suffer, I went and got him a pair of crutches. I mean, I got to give cold water to my enemy. I mean, that's the way I felt at the time. You know, be kind to and he did me dirty. But I tell you what, from that point on, I was blessed. And the Lord heaped coals upon his head. But anyway, nobody likes working for a bully. Don't be a bully. Don't bully people. Be an effective leader. Know your team. Find out how you can get things across to them. All right? The object is to get the job done.
Yeah. This point almost makes me think of like working with children, because you could very easily bully a child because they're smaller than you, they don't know anything.
Yeah.
You know, but when you work with kids, like you have to be bold with them because they're looking at you for that direction. They're like, well, what do we do? We don't know anything. So you're bold in what you choose to do, and they willingly follow you because you are, you're bold about it. Like they'll do what you want them to do because they see that you're confident in it. You're bold in the decision that you've made. So it's like, you're not just like yelling at the kids to clean up and like shoving their face in the blocks. You're like, we're gonna go clean up.
Well, there's a difference. There's a difference between firm direction and bullying. Like my mom, everybody wanted their kid to be in my mom's class.
Yeah.
You know, I was raised by that woman. It's tough. Wasn't no bully, but it was tough. But kids thrived on that. I'm only kidding, Mom. Kids thrived on that, on direction.
On direction.
And they love my mom. My mom's in the supermarket today, and kids like, oh my God, Miss Graves, you taught me in second grade. Chanel Scott, yes, Chanel. Chanel says on Facebook Live, my sister-in-law works there and will take good care of you. Yes, she is. She's there when we go. She's one of our favorite nurses. And when your sister-in-law, I don't feel the needles that she gives me. She's good at what she does. It's crazy that we had that conversation. I ain't gonna tell you what she said, Chanel. And I was like, oh yeah, your brother and his wife are members of my church. She was like, church? But anyway, I said, no, they're good. They're members of Cornerstone. She's like, okay. Oh yeah. But Chanel, thank you for checking in. We know we love you and your husband and the kids, and you guys are an amazing family. Amazing family. We praise God for you. And yes, your sister-in-law is there. She takes care of us there. So guys, go get the Revive Divide, and you'll see some quality people get there. And Chanel, how's the racing going? Listen, guys, if you're into racing, I'm giving Chanel and Wayne some props, some advertisement. They race on the dirt track. Chanel, correct me if I'm wrong. It's down in Pennsville, Piles Grove, somewhere down there. I got to get to a race. You guys are doing really well with that. And understand that we have a young man in your family that is now doing some things at NASCAR. That is huge. So we are pulling for him. Be bold, but not a bully. Be bold, but not a bully. Only got 10 minutes left. I got to get through this. Here we go. Number 4, effective leadership. Number 4, be humble, but not timid. Be humble. There's a difference between humility and being timid. I was going to say timidity, but I don't know if that sounded right. So there's a difference between being humble, humility, and being timid. Humility is a virtue, and timidity is a weakness. You must turn your timidity into strength. Don't be timid. Keep working on it until it finally does not dominate your life anymore. And then expand your ability to understand the vastness of this life. So if you're timid, being timid will hold you back. Being timid simply says, I'm shrinking. I am not stepping up. I'm shrinking. Nowhere, and if you're a Christian, nowhere in the Bible does it tell you to shrink. We don't shrink away. We grow constantly, right? In your personal life, in your home, whatever you're doing. Timid is a weakness. I was going to say something, but I didn't. I was going to do something, but I didn't. Stop being timid. If you're led to do something, led to say something, especially if it benefits the team leader, especially if it's moving all of us in the same direction, don't be timid. Be humble. There's a way you come, but don't be timid about it. But there's a way you come. There's a way you present your idea. It's where you present your action, your next move. You present it with humility, but you're not shrinking back into timidity. Does that make sense, everybody? Very good. Very good. Oh, Kayer, we cannot have a final show without the Sixth Sense. We only got about 10 minutes left. Do you have a Sixth Sense for us today?
Yes.
Go ahead and read it all for us. Read it.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. Dear Sixth Sense crew, I never feel like family at family gatherings. I get teased for being antisocial or too quiet by my louder relatives. They love getting together while it goes without saying I don't. I'm quiet and introverted, but their teasing doesn't make me feel welcome or want to open up to them. The pandemic has given me an excuse not to attend family events, but the teasing continues. Whether I attend virtually or not, I'm told off for being rude, shy, and antisocial. I just can't win. How do I explain to my extrovert relatives that I don't enjoy being around them as much as they think I should?
Go ahead. I got one solution for that. Greg Caven know what I'm going to say too. Go ahead.
I think it matters. That's just how you are. So they're your family. So if they don't get it by now, I don't know. They just got to get over it.
Right. Very good. My mom know what I'm going to say too. Go ahead, Janae. Janae probably know what I'm going to say too.
I do not know what you're going to say, but I would just stop trying. I do it, say hello, and then leave.
Sounds like your family is bullying you, writer. That's what it sounds like. Doesn't sound like they're family at all. It just sounds like they're relatives. So what you have to do with the first one that opens their mouth, you look at it, you say, come here for a second, right? And you open up your hand as wide as you can, and you smack the living daylights out of them, and they'll stop talking. If you allow yourself to be bullied, relatives or not, family ain't gonna bully you. Family's going to understand that that's the strength of yours. They're going to pull out the best. But smack one of them, it all stops. Pastor, you being violent. No, this is my relatives. It'd be violent if it was your relatives. But these are my relatives. I will smack the life out of one of them for bullying me. And then kiss them on the forehead and say, don't ever let that happen again. It's as simple as that. They will leave you alone.
It could work.
It does work. Look, Maria says, exactly. I agree. I agree. I agree. Greg, I'm all right. You just pull him aside. Say, come here, let me tell you something, player. Let me tell you something. This is what ain't going to happen. All right. You give an opportunity. Then if you got to, change somebody's afternoon, change their afternoon. And they'll leave you alone. You ain't so introverted no more. You have to understand, I said it before on one of my other shows, and I say, Pastor ain't being violent. I say, I'm just saying it's family. If we family, since we talking slick to one another, then you ought to be able to take this left hook I'm about to land on you. Since we family and everything. But they're not family, they're relatives. Family is moving in the same direction. You have some relatives who aren't family, and you have some family who are relatives. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yes, Sister Joyce, really. We don't do that in my family. We don't do that. Ain't nobody sitting around talking about nobody. Yeah, there's some playing, but there's no disrespect.
Some light roasting.
Right, there's some light roasting, especially if it's true. I'm the first to laugh at myself. I am the first. My uncles get on me, and sometimes it's true, and not a lot of times it's true because it's light roasting, but they take it just as much as they give it. I laugh at but there's no bullying. There's this writer, she's getting bullied. What's up, nephew? Tyler Gill joined. How you doing down there, man? You killing him? He's a basketball star at Towson University. Hope you're doing well. Freshman year. I gotta come down and see you, man. Chanel Scott responds to because they race cars and we race in Delaware and Bridgeport. My nephew LeVar is racing for the Drive to Diversity program with NASCAR. Look at that. Also driving for NASCAR truck series over in Mexico. Only 17 years old. That's awesome. He's doing amazing things. And honestly, all thanks to God for giving him this amazing gift. Keep him safe and humble. Love your show. And this last finale came right on time for her. Opening my child care center soon. Yes, do that. You need to hear this in a big way. Man, oh man, thank you. I'm so glad. And I'm rooting for you. Keep us posted. Listen, I want all of you to be everything that God called you to be. She is opening a child care facility soon. I'm excited for you. Anything that we can do for you, anything I can do for you as your pastor, anything that your church, Cornerstone Community Church, can do for you, do not hesitate to let us know. We'll be there for you. A lot of people, Maria says this. A lot of people say, Joyce Smith said, me too, Pastor. Keep it light, but keep it real. Exactly. Maria says this, introvert and extrovert. Also say to yourself, I am not an introvert. I'm a child of God. Ask God to help you and he will. Don't claim it. Farron says this, I've had to come down on some family members who thought it was okay to make jokes about my disability. Right, exactly. People only gonna do what you let them do. People only gonna do what you let them do. Sometimes you gotta straighten them out. You know. All right, I got 4 minutes left. Okay. Number 5, be thoughtful but not lazy. I'm just gonna run through it. Be thoughtful but not lazy. I'm not gonna pause. We need to give thought, but we also need to take action. You can sit around thinking about it all day long, but if you don't take action, you just become lazy. All right. The thought is supposed to activate you into action. What if Chanel just thought about it all day? I'm just going to think about for the next 4 years what my life and how my life could change financially, how my life could change and the impact I got on the world if I just thought about starting a child care center. She didn't just think about it. She took action. Be thoughtful, but not lazy. If you get something, if you get an idea, go pursue it. I said earlier in the program that time is going to pass anyway. It's going to take me too long. It's still going to pass. The time is still going to pass. So you can even if it's a tiny, tiny step, you can be further than where you are today. Number 6, be proud but not arrogant. Be proud of yourself. It takes pride to build your ambition. It takes pride to build a community. There's something to be said for pride, yes, but don't cross the line into arrogance. Take pride in the way that you look. Take pride in the way that you carry yourself. Take pride in the way that you dress. Take pride in the way that you communicate. Take pride in your work. Take pride in your home. Take pride in your car. Stop driving around in a dirty car. Take pride in it, but not arrogance. You can take pride. Leaders take pride in a job well done by the team, but not arrogance. Have humor without folly. And this is what we've been trying to produce for the last year and a half. Give you some humor, give you some direction without being a fool, without folly. In leadership, we learn it's okay to be witty, but not silly. We're not children. Fun, but not foolish. That's why we canceled the Office back in the day. They canceled the Office Christmas party because it went from fun to foolish. We used to have Christmas parties on the job. They canceled that, boy. That 1 year, woo, because it went from fun to foolishness. All right? Have fun. Have fun. Have a hot girl summer. But make sure it don't turn into a single mother winter. Have fun, but not foolish. Fun, but not foolish. Guys, listen, God has an amazing plan for you. He really does. I hope this last year and a half, I've encouraged you to have a right relationship with God. I hope this last year and a half that we pulled out some things in you and caused you to stretch and caused you to be more than you ever thought you could be. Our relationship does not have to end. You can email me, Ralph@RalphGravesJr.com. You go to the website, RalphGravesJr.com. You can join the Unstoppable community. You can even schedule a phone call with me through that Unstoppable community. And we can map out a pattern for tailor-make a program for your personal growth. I'll do that with you. You guys have been an amazing audience. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the tweets, the retweets, the posts, the reposts. I promise you we'll be back I promise you that it'll be a better setup. It just won't be me sitting at my kitchen counter. Promise you that we'll come back with better information, really causing you to grow. But here's the biggest part of all of this, who I set out to do it, is my prayer that you accept Jesus Christ as your personal Savior. I don't know who you are. I don't know what your relationship with God is. I don't know what you think that you have to qualify for. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. That whosoever, that qualifies you. You're the whosoever. That's you. And once you begin this awesome walk with Christ, and I am not ashamed to say that I am a believer. I got friends who are non-believers, but I am not ashamed to say that I'm a believer. It's my prayer that they all become believers and they all walk in this place that God has called them to walk in. Come visit us at Cornerstone Community Church, 911 Church Street in Millville, New Jersey for now. Come visit us there. Any final thoughts, ladies, as I close it out? Year and a half.
These are like actual final thoughts.
These are actual final thoughts, Kyer, so you got to go deeper than have a good day.
I don't know. I feel like I should have prepared a speech or something.
No.
It was fun.
You'll see him again. Kyer, any final thoughts?
Well, instead of have a good day, have a great few months until we see you again.
There you go. Look at that.
Oh, wait, tags. Have a great summer.
Guys, you have been awesome. Thank you for being such a beautiful audience. And Maria and Farron, everybody checked in today. And Deshauna, Faithful, Joyce, and that faithful crew that always on. My mom's always there. Greg Caven is always there. You know, thank you for saying that, Mom. My mom said that God's fragrance in me is powerful. Thank you for saying that. Y'all keep us in prayer as we journey out to do some new things and do some things that we've never done before. My name is Ralph Graves Jr. I love you, and let's be unstoppable together. I'll see you next season.